Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India sets out an ambitious roadmap for manufacturing semiconductors. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tells an international industry conference that when the chips are down globally, the world can bet on India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the second International Conference on Green Hydrogen India 2024, says the time for action is here and now. And foreign ministers of the US and the UK make a joint visit to Ukraine, likely to hold talks on further easing the rules on firing Western weapons into Russia. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Semicon India 2024 on Wednesday. The three-day event is being held at India Expo Mart in Greater Noida in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. Shaping the semiconductor future is its theme. The conference will showcase India's semiconductor strategy and policy, which envisions making India a global hub for semiconductor. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister said that India's semiconductor sector is on the verge of a revolution, with breakthrough advancements set to transform the industry.
भारत में सेमीकंडक्टर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी लगाने के लिए 50% सपोर्ट भारत सरकार दे रही है। इसमें राज्य सरकारें भी अपने स्तर पर और मदद कर रही है। भारत की नीतियों के कारण ही बहुत कम समय में 1.5 ट्रिलियन रुपीस से ज्यादा के इन्वेस्टमेंट इस क्षेत्र में भारत में हो चुके हैं।
He spoke about the connection between democratic values and technology.
टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ जब डेमोक्रेटिक वैल्यूज जुड़ जाती हैं तो टेक्नोलॉजी की पॉजिटिव एनर्जी बढ़ जाती है। वही अगर टेक्नोलॉजी से डेमोक्रेटिक वैल्यूज हट जाती है तो वही टेक्नोलॉजी घातक बनते देर नहीं लगती। इसलिए चाहे मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो या सेमीकंडक्टर्स हो, हमारा फोकस एकदम क्लियर है। हम एक ऐसी दुनिया बनाना चाहते हैं जो संकट के समय भी रुके नहीं, ठहरे नहीं, निरंतर चलती रहे।
The Prime Minister toured an exhibition mounted at the venue. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath accompanied him. More than 800 exhibitors from 24 countries are taking part in it. The event will feature top executives from leading global semiconductor companies and will unite international leaders, firms and experts from the semiconductor industry. Addressing the event, India's Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav highlighted the country's vision of making rapid progress in this field.
After many attempts, finally, it was under our Prime Minister's visionary leadership that we succeeded in getting the industry to our country. Within the first phase of our mission, in a very short time frame, 5 semiconductor units have been approved. Construction is rapidly under progress in the Micron unit. The Morigaon Tata unit construction has started, and the other 3 units construction will start very soon.
And DD India's Devyendu Mondal visited the Semicon India 2024 conference and exhibition that is taking place alongside Southeast Asia's largest electronics industry fairs.
We are at the first ever Semicon India 2024. This mega event is being organized in Greater Noida for the next 3 days. Of course, this event begins on the 11th of September, continues till the 13th of September. This event is being organized to give the much needed push and impetus to the multiple companies that are already expressing their interest to come and set up their manufacturing hubs in India. The government is, of course, hoping that India could become the global manufacturing hub of semiconductor in the next coming years. The government is trying to push in billions of dollars into this industry over the next couple of years so that, a lot of companies, the global companies, for example, Micron, TEL, Tata, expressing their interest to come into India and set up semiconductor hubs in different parts of the country. While Tata has already, committed to setting up a hub, there is other companies that are also looking at setting up the semiconductor manufacturing units in India. So, of course, this event, which attracts thousands of visitors every day here in the Greater Noida of Uttar Pradesh, is expected to bring a number of investments into this sector over the next couple of years, and the government's push is likely to make India the global hub of the semiconductor manufacturing in the coming years. With camera person Mohit Uike, this is Devyendu Mondal from Greater Noida for DD India.
Kaynes Semicon is going to set up a semiconductor plant in Gujarat. DD India's Devyendu Mondal spoke to Raghu Panikar, who is the CEO of the company.
As the Semicon India 2024 kicks in the national capital, I'm joined by the CEO of Kaynes Semiconductor, Raghu. Welcome to Doordarshan, Raghu.
Thank you, sir.
What is the kind of investments that you're looking at here in India from your company?
We are setting up a OSAT facility under a subsidiary called Kaynes Semicon. This would be close to 4,000 crore as an investment, and as you would know, the central government with a $10 billion policy is investing 50% into the subsidy of such projects. The state of Gujarat, that is where we intend to go, is giving close to a 20% subsidy.
India is positioning itself to become the global leader in semiconductor production in the coming years. How positive do you think this market could perhaps be in the next coming years?
We believe that it will take a good 6 to 7 years for us to reach to a certain respectable level in the semiconductor manufacturing on the global level. But this is the right time, and as everybody is saying, the Prime Minister is saying, it is now or never. So, and this is the time, and this is the right time.
As an industry insider, what is the outlook that you see from this industry as far as the foreign investment is concerned?
The last 1 year that we worked on the proposal and the project, it's very, very promising. We see players like bigger multinationals of semiconductor wanting to work with us and few other OSATs.
This industry looks very promising at the moment, as you rightly said, and we hope that India perhaps could become the global leader in the coming years in terms of manufacturing of these chips, which are very essential for every electronic devices that you and me are using every day at our homes. With camera person Mohit Uike, this is Devyendu Mondal from New Delhi for DD India.
And top semiconductor CEOs expressed their appreciation after meeting Prime Minister Modi at the Semiconductor Executives Roundtable. The CEOs appreciated India's commitment to the growth of the semiconductor sector. They said that what has transpired today is unprecedented, wherein leaders of the entire semiconductor sector have been brought under one roof.
Modi's leadership, things are so nice that the whole world is coming with me to this summit.
Really, really excited and delighted by Prime Minister Modi's vision, consistency, and foresight into what is needed from a semiconductor industry ecosystem development perspective for India.
We are really excited about the vision of the Prime Minister and how he's looking at the digital infrastructure for the future of our country and the Viksit Bharat, and the important role that semiconductors will play.
I think that what the Prime Minister is doing right now to elevate India on the global scale is what not only India needs, but what the world needs for India to be at the forefront.
It shows really a very strong commitment and dedication to make India a powerhouse in the area of semiconductor technology.
As you know, semiconductor is essential technology for all digital industries. And with Modi ji leadership, there is a big momentum, compared to 3 years ago.
In the last 2-3 years, the enthusiasm and the focus around the sector with clear strategy of how to and where to invest from design all the way to manufacturing. And right now, what I'm seeing, the interest is to go from a engineering center to create products and for both local and global consumption.
India has taken a huge step forward in the semiconductor industry, a lot of energy, a lot of progress.
The Prime Minister has shown an amazing vision in the semiconductor mission. No administration in the history of this country had the courage to create a right policy when it came to semiconductors.
Battling climate change is the need of the hour, and green hydrogen plays a key role in it. India is hosting a 3-day international conference on green hydrogen. The event features plenary talks and panel discussions. DD India Siddharth Bharadwaj has more.
The impacts of climate change can be seen in many parts of the world. It is a serious issue and needs immediate address. This is where green hydrogen comes into play. India is hosting the second international conference on green hydrogen from 11th to 13th of September this year. The conference will discuss at length the recent advances and upcoming technologies in the entire green hydrogen value chain. It will also bring together the global scientific and industrial community and will provide business-to-business opportunities across several energy platforms. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized the importance of green hydrogen and its use in providing a sustainable environment.
Green hydrogen is emerging as a promising addition to the world's energy landscape.
PM Modi also talked about India's National Green Hydrogen Mission, which aims to make India a global hub for production and export of green hydrogen.
India has already launched the National Green Hydrogen Mission in 2023. We want to make India a global hub for the production, utilization, and export of green hydrogen.
Some of the expected outcomes of the mission are 5 million metric tons per annum of green hydrogen production by 2030, 125 gigawatt renewable energy capacity for green hydrogen production, 600,000 new green jobs, 60 to 100 gigawatt electrolyzer installations, around 8 lakh crore investments, and 50 MMT of carbon emission abatement annually by 2030. On the first day of the conference, the industry players are praising India's efforts on to make a quick transition from fossil fuels to clean and green energy. They are also excited about the conference.
It is really amazing to be here. I think it is really a wonderful effort.
Great platform for all of us to connect together.
B2B, it's a good opportunity for us and for everyone.
The second international conference on green hydrogen aligns with India's climate promise of becoming net zero by 2070.
This is the second international conference on green hydrogen organized by India, wherein there are around 7,000 delegates expected to participate. Well, the discussions will be on the production of green hydrogen and also the export of green hydrogen, aligning with India's climate promise of becoming net zero by 2070. With camera person SP Dubey, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in New Delhi.
Still to come on DD India Live. France's Prime Minister designate Michel Barnier says he will form his government next week. Mexico approves judicial reforms amid protests. And defending champion India beats Malaysia 8-1 to enter the semi-finals of the Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament.
These assembly elections are taking place after a long gap, or rather a long wait of 1 decade. And in 2019, post-abrogation of Article 370, Pulwama in South Kashmir, which once used to be the hotbed of terror, has changed.
370 हटने के बाद 35 हटने के बाद जो यहाँ पे जो विकास के काम हुए हैं, यहाँ पे एम्स बने हैं, यहाँ पे कॉलेज नए बने हैं।
तरक्की, शांति, खुशहाली, एजुकेशन जो हम वोट चाहते हैं, अगर हम किसको दें, जिस पे हम एक्सपेक्टेशन करते हैं, कल को ये हमारे समाज में काम करेंगे युवाओं के लिए।
This is the change that Kashmir is witnessing.
The second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation in New Delhi discussed about initiatives to transform air travel in the region. Anil Thomas reports.
The two-day second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation began in New Delhi. 18 civil aviation ministers, president of 9 organizations and representative countries of ICAO participated in the program. The first edition of the Asia-Pacific Ministerial Meeting took place in 2018 with the Beijing Declaration. The two-day deliberations will see the Delhi Declaration show the way forward.
Conference, but we are very happy that it is happening today. And after this conference, we are going to arrive at the Delhi Declaration, which is going to be a guiding document for all the participating countries. In whatever decisions have been taken today, we have to be abided by it. We have to be combinedly trying to achieve the targets that we have set forward.
The ministerial conference addressed the immediate challenges and long-term growth prospects for aviation industry in Asia-Pacific region, which is home to some of the fastest-growing aviation markets in the world. Asia-Pacific as a region holds the key for civil aviation growth as compared to the globe.
In next 5 years, Asia-Pacific will grow with a growth rate of 9% per year on average, while the rest of the world will grow with a growth rate with 6% per year. So this is already an indication that this region will develop faster than other regions of the world.
Domestic markets, it's up about 20% versus where we were in 2019. International markets are still recovering, and that's principally around the later border opening that we've seen. So I think there's still a bit of a way to go. When you look at the total industry, we're ahead of where we were in 2019.
The conference will facilitate a valuable exchange of ideas and foster new partnerships. It will help strengthen the collective commitment of advancing civil aviation not only within respective nations but throughout the entire Asia-Pacific region.
Asia-Pacific as a region is significant for the civil aviation sector. In the next 10 years, over 40% of global air traffic, along with 3.5 billion passengers, are expected to travel in this region. With camera person Anil Thakur, Anil Thomas, DD India, New Delhi.
The 51st National Management Convention of All India Management Association is being organized from the 11th to 12th September in India's capital, New Delhi. It's a two-day event that addresses a topical theme of national importance every year. On this occasion, Minister of Communications Jyotiraditya Scindia praised the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said that today's changed India is progressing rapidly in every field. The minister also said that the present government's focus is to digitally connect every corner of the country.
India, for the first time in her existence, has developed her own 4G stack technology that will be rolled out by the middle of next year. Every corner of our country must be connected digitally. Every single person must be able to avail of every single opportunity through the digital revolution.
Exercise Tarang Shakti 24, one of the largest multinational air exercises, is being conducted by the Indian Air Force in Jodhpur. On the sidelines of this exercise, the IAF will also host the India Defence Aviation Exposition IDAX 24, which will be inaugurated by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on 12 September. This edition of IDAX at Jodhpur is scheduled from 12th to 14th September. It's expected to have a grand participation from the industry and host a wide range of products and technologies. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy jointly visited Ukraine on Wednesday for a series of meetings with Ukrainian government officials. Blinken said that he wants to directly hear from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and others about Kyiv's goals and what the U.S. can do to help it achieve them. Russia has escalated its drone and missile attacks on Ukraine in recent weeks, while Ukraine has sent hundreds of long-range attack drones deep into Russian territory. The Kremlin on Wednesday said that Russia would roll out what it called an appropriate response if the U.S. allowed Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with long-range missiles, a decision Moscow suspects has already been taken. The Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told journalists that it looked like the U.S. had already decided to allow Ukraine to use the weapons for long-range strikes inside Russia. Moscow would have an appropriate response if that happened, he said, but added that there is no need to expect some kind of response everywhere. France's Prime Minister-designate Michel Barnier said on Wednesday that he will form his new government next week, potentially capping a period of political uncertainty ahead of a likely fight over the 2025 budget. Barnier said that he would defend some of President Emmanuel Macron's key policies and toughen the government's stand on immigration. His government will be tasked with steering the reforms and the budget through a hung parliament amid pressure from the European Commission and bond markets for France to reduce its deficit. Mexico became the world's first country to allow voters to elect judges at all levels on Wednesday after protesters invaded the upper chamber of the country's legislature and suspended a debate on the issue. The reform was approved with 86 votes in favor and 41 against, garnering the two-thirds majority needed to amend the constitution in an upper chamber dominated by the ruling Morena party and its allies. Debate on the reform had sparked mass demonstrations, diplomatic tensions, and investor jitters. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris addressed supporters in Philadelphia after a televised debate with Donald Trump ahead of the 5th November election. Harris said it was a quote-unquote good day, but reminded the crowd that 56 days remain until the election, emphasizing that there is still a lot of work to do. Joined by her husband Douglas Emhoff, Harris thanked attendees for their efforts and stressed the importance of winning Pennsylvania, a key swing state that President Joe Biden carried in 2020.
The debate stage, we are not going back. We are not going back. And so we know what we're fighting for. We know what we stand for. And that's why we know what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the dignity of all people. We're fighting for the dignity of work. We are fighting for middle-class families. And so we've got some work to do because, listen, I think that we think today was a good day, and it kind of was. But we have 56 days to go, and guys, we're still the underdogs in this race. It's tight. We have got to win Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania.
For his part, Donald Trump told journalists afterwards that it had been his quote-unquote best debate.
All I do is say the truth. I say the truth. If I lose votes or gain votes, I don't care. But this was my best debate.
In sports news, to hockey first, India continues its winning streak as it beats Malaysia 8-1 in its third game of the Men's Asian Champions Trophy in China. Rajkumar Pal scored a hat-trick while Arijit Singh Hundal netted a brace to help India secure an emphatic win and enter the semi-finals. Rajkumar scored once each in the first three quarters. Hundal fought the net and in first and third quarters. Jugraj Singh and Harmanpreet Singh also got into the score sheet from the penalty corners. Uttam Singh grabbed India's 8th and final goal. India had been dominant in the tournament, scoring 16 goals and conceding only 2. To cricket now, play in Afghanistan's one-off test against New Zealand has been called off without a ball being bowled for a third straight day because of rain in a suburb of India's capital, New Delhi. The area has been deluged by steady rain over the last 2 weeks. Fresh showers early on Wednesday prompted match officials to abandon play with the toss yet to take place. The match is the first test to be played in a stadium in India's Greater Noida, which has only basic drainage system. It has hosted 11 home limited overs matches for the Afghans. Afghanistan plays their home matches abroad because of security concerns for touring teams. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of DD India Live. You can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download it. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. You can also check out our website ddindia.co.in. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.